I feel like we've got to have a conversation about Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. And I say this with genuine respect as someone who's worked with him, as someone who's always had an enormous amount of respect and adoration for both him as a person and as a cricket player. This is not about me attacking a legend. This is about holding one to the standards he himself helped create. Mr. Sunil Gavaskar recently criticised the signing of Pakistani leg spinner Abrar Ahmed by Sunrisers Leeds in the 100. And in doing so, he made a claim that honestly just stopped me in my tracks. He suggested that paying a Pakistani cricketer who pays tax to this government could indirectly contribute to the deaths of Indian soldiers and civilians. That's a very serious statement, not just emotional, not just political, but a statement that connects a professional cricketer to military violence. And I think that's where the problem lies, because once you make that leap, where does it end? Let's just take a step back. We're talking about Abrar Ahmed, a cricketer, a leg spinner, a professional athlete who's earned the right to play in any global league, just like anybody else. The 100 is governed by the ECB, the England and Wales Cricket Board. It's made its position clear. Players must not be excluded on the basis of nationality. That's not a political opinion. That's a basic principle of fairness and, frankly, UK law. And yet, here we are, with one of the most respected voices in cricket, framing participation in a sporting league as something that's morally questionable. Now, here's where it becomes even more uncomfortable, because Mr. Sunil Gavaskar isn't just any commentator. He's someone who spent decades building bridges through cricket. He's shared dressing rooms, commentary boxes, and had friendships with Pakistani players. He's spoken warmly many times about those relationships. He was recently pictured dancing with Wasim Akram. And I can tell you from personal experience, he's worked alongside people of Pakistani origin in the commentary box, including me. We were both part of the BBC's coverage of the 2025 Champions Trophy match between India and Pakistan in Dubai. No issues, no conflict, no moral dilemma, just two professionals doing their job, and frankly, it was an honor for me to share the commentary box with him. So naturally, you're left asking, or perhaps I'm left asking, what's changed? Because the logic presented here doesn't really hold up under scrutiny. If we follow it through, if we take it through to its nth degree, its logical conclusion, any international sporting contract involving any country becomes politically tainted. Every player pays tax somewhere, at least theoretically. Every government spends money on things many people may disagree with. So are we saying that athletes should be judged based on the policies of their governments? Because if that's the case, global sport as we know it doesn't function. I can think of a ton of countries that wouldn't want to go to the FIFA World Cup this year in America. Importantly, this kind of thinking risks turning our sport into something it was never meant to be, a political battleground, instead of what it has been historically, a bridge. Let's not forget, India and Pakistan haven't played a bilateral series since 2007. They don't tour each other. Even in ICC events, it's tense and awkward. We've seen handshakes avoided. We've seen political pressure influence scheduling, and the spaces where players do interact, they become much more important. Because all these unpleasant things that happen when India and Pakistan play each other, they can be counteracted in places like commentary boxes, in shared broadcast spaces. In leagues, they're rare, they're fragile, they're important, which is exactly why comments like this carry weight. Because when someone of Mr. Gavaskar's stature speaks, it doesn't just stay an opinion, it shapes the discourse, it influences fans, it validates hostility, and that's the part I find disappointing. Not just because he criticized a decision, that's his right, but because of how he framed it. Because instead of using his platform to say, hey, here's an opportunity for cricket to stay above politics, to slowly start building relations again between these two countries, he leaned into a narrative that brings politics directly into cricket in the most divisive way possible. And look, let's be clear, the political tensions between Pakistan and India are real. I know that. They're serious, they've led to conflict. No one is dismissing that. But to extend that reality onto individual cricketers, onto a franchise signing in a different country, that's a leap. And it's not a helpful one. Because what message does that send to young players, to fans, to the next generation watching the game? That your nationality defines your morality. That your passport determines your acceptability. That playing cricket can somehow make you complicit in conflict. That's not just flawed logic, that's dangerous logic. And again, this is why it matters who says it. If this was just like a random loser on social media, you would dismiss it. There's loads of those random losers. You've come across them. There's probably some in the comments to this video right now. But this is not a random loser. This is an Indian legend, Sunil Gavaskar, Mr. Sunil Gavaskar, a voice that people trust, a man who helped shape the global image of this sport, which is why this felt so out of character, so removed from the Sunil Gavaskar many of us have seen and heard over the years. The one telling stories about shared dressing rooms, about laughter across borders, about cricket being bigger than politics. Because that version of Mr. Gavaskar helped build something. This version risks chipping it all away. And maybe that's the broader point here. Cricket doesn't exist in a vacuum. It reflects the world around it, but it also has the power to rise above it, to offer something different, to show that competition doesn't have to mean division, and that people who've shaped the game, they carry a responsibility, not just to offer analysis or commentary, but to protect what makes it special. This wasn't about Abrar Ahmed, not really. It was about what cricket stands for. And in that moment, I think we missed an opportunity, because instead of building bridges, we made them a little bit harder to cross. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel and check out some of the other cricket content I have posted on here. And yeah, again, appreciate all the support and all the feedback. It's been great to connect with so many wonderful cricket fans around the world, especially those who, even if you disagree, express yourself with a level of maturity and respect. So I always appreciate that. But anyway, until next time, see ya.